This is going to be a review for Killers of the Flower Moon, a Martin Scorsese production that stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro, and other folks. It's a story about an indigenous people who came into wealth, who became very much a popular and rich people, and were exploited, targeted, and murdered, systemically murdered, assassinated for their wealth, land, and title. Coming in to see this thing, my excitement was through the roof. Like, I was incredibly excited to watch this movie because it's a Martin Scorsese film. I love Martin Scorsese, the director. You know, Martin Scorsese was the guy who said, you know, MCU movies are basically theme park movies and we need better quality cinema. So I said to myself, for sure, I'm about to see another Scorsese film, which is going to definitely be better quality cinema, something that we all can enjoy. Now, first things first, I want to go ahead and say that off top, this movie, regardless of how you guys feel or the way I feel about it, this movie was done right. I gotta keep it a buck. This is a good film. I recommend you guys go see it. Let's just get that first part right out of the way right now. This is a good movie to watch. But I do have some issues with it. Now, Martin Scorsese is that dude, but this movie pissed me the freak off. And it didn't piss me off in the way that you guys think that I would be pissed off watching a movie about Native Americans getting slaughtered and their money getting took. Nah. This movie pissed me off for technical reasons, and it also pissed me off for character reasons. And when you think about the characters in this movie, you would think that you would hate some of them, right? Because you know that some of these white folks are coming here to basically enslave them with love. Fall in love with these motherfreakers, get them to love you, and then take their bucks. It's basically the very first Kardashian, right? Getting with Ray J, getting with Reggie Bush, getting with Chris Humphries, getting with Kanye. It's the very first come up, bro. Like, it's what basketball wives are today. They see something that they like because it's got rich and fame, they make it fall in love with it, and then they split the bucks and tear you apart and take half of your shit sometimes, but with this situation, it's all of your shit, really. So it's a sad situation, and that's reason enough to make you hate the characters. For me, I hated these characters because they did a bad job. They were written bad. Like, I believe that they were written poorly. I believe that Martin Scorsese kind of fumbled the bag with this movie, bro. Leonardo DiCaprio. I gotta say, this is one of Leonardo DiCaprio's worst performances for me, bro. I'm sorry, Leonardo DiCaprio does a really good job as an actor, remembering his lines. But the way that he decided to portray this character, and I'm putting Leonardo DiCaprio's character as well as the writing both on the hook for this, because Leonardo DiCaprio's character is very much so trash, in my opinion. He's a trash character, and the script almost makes you think he's a good guy. It seems to me, now I don't know if you guys felt this or not, but it seems to me as if they're trying to make Leonardo DiCaprio's character, for the first hour of the movie, hour and a half of the movie, I think that he's gonna have this amazing arc where it's setting itself up where it's like, yo, I want to see Leonardo DiCaprio. Leonardo's getting his love for his wife. It's taking him to heart to have him have a change of emotion. And we're going to see him go against his uncle, played by Robert De Niro's character. And you're rooting for that to happen. The plot almost sets that up to happen because it's seeing all of these different characters from all over the place around Leonardo DiCaprio's character be evil. And Leonardo, they're telling me that Leo loves his wife. He loves his wife. He even pretends to be, like, I'm telling you, this character is the dumbest white redneck you could ever freaking see. And they talked about it, like how he's a freaking chef in the military. He didn't really kill any men. So it's kind of setting him up to be kind of slow. A slow redneck hillbilly, basically. But even a slow redneck hillbilly knows love. You love your wife. You had kids. And some of the things that he chooses to do, like, I gotta tell you, like, I hate Leonardo DiCaprio's portrayal of this character, not because of the way that they writ his character, but the way Leo portrayed him. Like, some of the facial expressions, bruh. You could say that this movie is about a motherfreaking retard hillbilly redneck who's so goddamn dumb he can't understand when he's being played for a fool. Oh, well, if you love women more than money and you love this freaking Native American girl that you slept with, married, and had kids with, why the freak are you poisoning her? Because your uncle said so. Leonardo DiCaprio's character is like a 5-year-old boy who acts like he's 35 and smart, and then he's retarded. He's doing smart, conniving things while being dumb at the same time. It's really, that character is really lost on me. Like, I really don't know how to take him outside of the way I feel about him. And the way I feel about him is, Leo, I wish you didn't portray this hillbilly, because you weren't the best choice. I think with the way the character was written, after seeing the movie, like an hour and a half, 2 hours, I'm still like, all right, he's gonna do something. You know, Leo's character has gotta be more than this. It's gotta be more than this. No, he does nothing. You're waiting for that moment to happen. You're waiting for that moment to be like where he shines and he shows his redemption and he shows who he is. But no, it shows you who he is from the goddamn first scene. And as a moviegoer, me watching, I'm like, well, that's not growth. That's not depth. That's not a good character. You wrote this, Martin? Who wrote this? Because that's not good character development for a movie. This is a very shallow, poorly written character. Like, I understand if you're a villain and you make me hate you. No. Leo's not that. He's just retarded. Literally retarded. It is Robert Downey Jr.'s character that has all of that villainous, right? Great character. Satan himself in freaking pure form in old man body. Robert De Niro did a great job with this role. He really hammered it in what it means to be a colonizer and to take advantage of people. And me, as a person of color, I felt it. That's the only thing that I felt, was seeing this rich, cunning, powerful, Illuminati, Freemason white man with a secret society manipulating the shit out of people. Like, that's crazy. And that's what I believed, and that's what I bought. I definitely buy him as being that evil, sinister character. All of the credit goes to Robert Downey Jr. Did I say Robert Downey Jr., nigga? That's an L. All of the credit goes to Robert De Niro and Robert De Niro's character. Deviant, smart, sinister, cunning, great acting. It goes to Robert De Niro. It doesn't go to Leonardo DiCaprio, bro. Like, this is an L, in my opinion, for Leonardo DiCaprio, because he did not portray. I would argue that Leonardo DiCaprio didn't even know this character. I would argue that Leonardo DiCaprio read the script and didn't really fully realize the character he was playing, because he was trying to play, it looks to me, it feels to me like Leo was trying to play the character in the first half of the movie as if he's going to have a turnaround. He's going to be a hero. He's going to go from a bad guy to a good guy. He's going to redeem himself. And that's how Leo was playing the character within the first half of the movie. Then in the second half, it's like they said, yeah, son, well, you know, remember, you're a bad guy. Leo's like, so what? Right. So all that stuff I shot. It's like he had to switch it up, because when he got caught with all of the shenanigans that he's been doing, and the FBI got involved and started to bring heat on him, he just crumbled. And then while he was being investigated, signs away his deeds, his rights, his title to the devil himself, which he knew was the devil at that point. Doesn't understand that he's being manipulated by his uncle, but it contradicts how Leo was playing the character in the first half of the movie. He was a romantically involved, compassionate, in a way, husband to his wife. And then all of a sudden, the devil says, just got to give it to her, you know, slow her down a little bit, you know, slow her down. And he agreed to give her what we know to be some poison that's going to kill her so they could take the title. But here's where I'm hammering it home here. Here's where it's still a problem for me. All right, so you got to give her some poison, and maybe Leo's just so freaking retarded, dumb in the head, slow-witted, that he has to go ahead and listen to the uncle, not knowing that he's going to poison his wife. All right, for sure. That is a legitimate reason. That's a legitimate conclusion, because I came to that conclusion myself. But then this nigga goes ahead and sees the consequences of the sauce that he's given her. He can see that he's killing his wife. Then they have conversations later in the movie where they talk about, the uncle says, we gotta take the title. We gotta get rid of it. She's gonna go ahead and go with God. We're gonna go ahead and kill her. And he's like, yeah, we gonna go ahead and, all right. And he knows he's killing her while pretending to love her. And then he says he loves his kids, and then he gets heartbroken when one of his kids dies because the uncle freaking manipulated the situation, and he's all heartbroken. Like, nigga, I don't understand this motherfucker. Do you hate your kids or you love your kids? Because you're treating your kids like you don't give a freak about them. You don't tend to your children throughout the movie, yet you're screaming and hollering to the ground, holy God, when one of your kids dies, like you love them. But you're killing their mother. You're about to kill them. What's going on? I'm so confused with this movie. I'm confused with it's and all of my confusion runs around Leonardo DiCaprio's portrayal of this retard and Leonardo DiCaprio's character. Robert De Niro is the only catalyst here that makes it a film, gives you that structure. Because I got to talk about my number one problem with this movie. My number one problem with this movie is probably going to piss y'all off, if I haven't already offended a lot of people by saying the word retard. But I'm sorry, monkey see, monkey do. Leonardo DiCaprio's character in this movie is a retard. And plus, he's in the freaking hundreds of years ago where that's what the word is, and that's what the word is now. He's a freaking evil retard. The ultimate problem for me was Martin Scorsese, his outline for the movie, his message that he wanted to be felt to the audience, because he's a filmmaker in the purest sense. He has a message. That's why filmmakers make movies. They want to tell stories. And filmmakers like a Martin Scorsese with a plot like these indigenous people who were massacred for their wealth, and an Italian director who, for the life of his career, for the most part, has stuck to making mob-based gangster Italian movies, steps out of his comfort zone. He's making a movie about Native Americans. He's making a movie about a persecuted indigenous people. He's a man who has made these mob-based Italian films in which his films have content which degrade black folks. His films have a lot of racism in them because a lot of Italians were racist. Still some are. It's a problem in the Italian community. It's well documented, and everybody who has Italian family or friends know that Italians are prejudiced against niggas. They don't like niggas. And when I say Italians don't like niggas, I'm talking about when you're dealing with racism and generally speaking when it comes to that, right? So here's this Italian director who made lots of movies that is racist and prejudiced against not just Italians, against Jews as well, against Jewish people and niggas. And here's this man making a movie about equal rights and exposing the way that the natives were mistreated. All right, but that's okay, because I'm not saying Martin Scorsese is racist. He just makes those type of movies, and he's being historically accurate. No harm, no foul. I'm perfectly fine with that. But I did see this movie. My understanding of the movie is of that Martin Scorsese made these Native American people, these indigenous, nice people, these people to be retarded, gullible, dumb, ignorant, stupid. He portrayed them in a sense that they deserve what they got. And I wasn't looking for that. I wasn't trying to even come to that conclusion. But I'm sorry, as I watched this movie and see the ending and the way that these natives were dealing with these murders and deaths, they were too stupid to try to figure out who was murdering them. Only one scene that he gave them for finding out why it was going on was the fact that they mentioned a scene where they spent $20,000 to get the FBI from Washington to come and investigate, them paying money. Nigga, they have been systemically, your freaking people have been systemically dropping dead. Some of them shot in the head, some of them murdered to where you know it wasn't suicide, to the point where what's happening to our people? We need to see what's going on. And oh, yeah, we do. You didn't give any scenes to where these natives investigated and was looking out and defending their own. You made them the dumbest, drunken people to where you're looking at it like, dang, these fools are that dumb and ignorant? I see why they got took. And I know that is not the truth. That comes off to me as some prejudiced, racist, without being racist bullshit. Like racist innately without even trying to be. That's what this movie, if I didn't know who made this movie, I would think like, God damn, this motherfucker thinks that the Indians and natives were just trash. Were just dumb, ignorant people for them to be portrayed this way. And then you show that end scene where they showing unity and all that. They were dying. Tuesday, a brother's dead. Wednesday, another one in the creek. Thursday, dead. Hey, where's Bob? Oh yeah, he's dead. All these motherfuckers are dying. The native and the chiefs and the village leaders couldn't see and didn't do any investigation, didn't go freaking hunt down these motherfuckers. You're letting them get married to these white people. And it's like the natives, in this movie, the natives knew that they were getting married for their money. And they did it anyway and died. The mom watching the daughters die. Mama, 5 daughters, 4 daughters, 3 daughters, 2 daughters, 1 daughter. Nigga, all when they marry white men and they die soon after? Like, get the freak out of here, dog. Why are y'all making these people look so dumb? If any people really did that in real life, that's exactly what's going to happen to you then. Because you're not even defending yourself. And I know that's not who the native people were, bro. So I can't help but think to myself like, bro, you have these natives being dumb to the point where it makes me come to the conclusion, if I was a lesser man, like, y'all deserve to get treated like that. And I know that's not the way I should be thinking. And I know that's not the way that any of you guys should think. But after seeing the movie, I can't blame any person who comes to the conclusion that if people were that freaking retarded and that gullible, especially in today's society, right, that they wouldn't deserve that type of treatment. Because we do it in today's society, don't we? In 2023, when we think about it, we see Kardashians, we see Brittany Renners, we see all these different people out here taking advantage. And we look in society, we look at music videos, we know friends, we have family members, we have acquaintances, and it's happened to us where women or men would take advantage of you because you got money or because they want your body. They take your tax money, they take the title to your car, they marry you, then divorce you and take the house, take the boat, they take you for everything, and they say we want the kids, even though you're a better father or mother. And what do we do? What do we say to these people who marry the basketball players and get they buck split? What do we all say as a society? Well, that's what you get. You married a OnlyFans model. That's what you get. You married an IG influencer. That's what you get. You married a gold digger. You knew she was a gold digger, so that's what you get. So if we could admit that that's how we act as a society today, when we see this happening to these indigenous people and they act dumb as shit and then they marry white men, these women are marrying white men, and their parents and their chiefs and their leaders are not saying what's going on, and seeing that when you marry a white man, the wife dies and the white man gets all the property. And that's been happening over and over and over again in a cycle. So why would we not use that same logic and say, mother freaker, bitch, all of y'all been marrying white men, getting sick, dying, and marrying white men again, getting y'all lands took. You seen all these people getting their lands took, and you going and doing it again. You know the white, and we use in the movie, the Indian girl knew that the white men were marrying them for their money. Because they talked about it. He just wants your money. He wants your money. Here for my, you want, and the drunk girl, you want my money. You want my money, motherfucker. They know it. So if we can see that they admit and they know what they're doing, and they're still doing it anyway, that's what you get. That's what you get. Why would Martin Scorsese put that in this movie? Why would he make these people so dumb? Why would he paint these Native Americans in that light? It's for that reason I think Martin Scorsese is trash for that, bro. Martin Scorsese is trash for painting the indigenous people as deserving what happened to them, bro. Martin Scorsese is trash for writing Leonardo DiCaprio's character like that. But he's also awesome, right? Because he made a good movie, right? Like, you know, he directed it well, he made good cinematic value. To be honest, man, if he didn't have this content, this idea, this content of the indigenous people, the true story, by the way, so it's not like he completely made the story up, it's a true story. The fact that you had to fill in the blanks you knew the end result, but you filled in the blanks, and the fact that you had this idea and made this movie, you gotta take a L. But you got to get the praise too, because it's a competent, good movie because of the story. It has power to it. Overall, when I was watching this movie, I felt like I was going to cry. I was going to be sad. I was going to be depressed, just like I was when I watched Schindler's List, because I felt like I was going to be ensconced inside of a story that resonated with me emotionally. And I was ready for it. This movie was 4 hours long, but it didn't need to be. With this simple story, it didn't really need to be. This could have been a 2-hour movie. You could cut this movie in half, and the message will still be the same. You could argue it would be better, because at least Leonardo DiCaprio's character would be somewhat better because he didn't have that turn in the last half. I felt like I was gonna feel something. I was ready to feel something powerful. I was ready to journey into the world of a Native American in the oil rush movement. But all I did was watch a screen in the theater, watching the lives of people be dumb as shit. And they were all dumb. They were all dumb in this movie. There was only one man who was smart, and that was Robert De Niro. And I believe that Martin Scorsese wrote the character Robert De Niro to shine, to be Robert De Niro, because he did all of his other gangster mob Italian movies. And for obvious reasons, because he's Robert De Niro, they have a good relationship, and Robert De Niro's awesome. Everybody else were freaking retarded. The indigenous people and the white rednecks, all included. And that is truly, truly sad. All in all, I didn't like this movie. All in all, I didn't like this movie, but it's a good movie. If that makes any sense to you. I didn't like it because of what it represented for me. But I didn't really even enjoy the movie. I can't even say I enjoyed this movie. So it's like, well, god dang, why recommend it? Well, if you're a Martin Scorsese fan, I would definitely say go watch the movie. If you're a Leonardo DiCaprio fan, stay away. Leonardo DiCaprio delivers some of his worst work in this film. Yeah, he could scream and have passion and emotion. He's good at that. But there's more to acting than just screaming and passion and emotion. It's about selling the character. And this character is written so dumb, even the great Leonardo DiCaprio couldn't figure it out. And that is sad. Little red Corvette, baby, you're much too fast. You got to slow down, yeah. You little nigga, get out the street. So all in all, man, I can't tell you that this is a movie that you guys should go watch. It's 4 hours long. You might fall asleep. You might not, because I was invested throughout the whole thing, waiting for something to happen. This is a movie that's big, but nothing really truly happens. It's like, yeah, the story is sad, but then it doesn't end well. Like it doesn't have a climactic feel anywhere throughout the movie. So it's hard for me to recommend you guys go watch this movie, man. It's just incredibly hard. So honestly, wait for it to hit streaming or Apple TV when you have time to get up and walk away when it starts to piss you off. I gotta say that this movie still touched me and resonated with me, and I feel bad for all of the Native Americans that had to go through this, even the Native Americans to this day that single-handedly are dealing with oppression and poverty. Most of them come from strong heritage, and they come from a great lineage and great historical importance to this country that is absolutely theirs. And to see where the indigenous people are right now compared to where they should be is a travesty. But still, I give the movie a B. That's me. What's up with it, E-Man? Chilling, bro. I'm just over here reviewing Killers of the Flower Moon. What you think, bro? You get your chance to get your opinion off, dog.
That movie pissed me the fuck off, man. I was so irritated, my blood was boiling every time I seen it. It was just so tragic of the bullshit that was happening in that movie. I couldn't believe what they did to those people, all those innocent people that they did that shit to, fucked them over on their bread. You know what I'm saying? It just pissed me off. And then not even that, they killed every last one of them. I mean, this movie will make you really dislike, if you saw the movie Gone Girl, it would make you dislike white folks. That's how it feel. You know what I'm saying? And I know that not all of them are like that, but this movie put you in that mood. It was so fucked up what they did to those people. All those people wanted to do was just live their life. They took their land, trying to take their land from them, they oil. It just pissed me off, man. I couldn't believe the shit that was happening. Every time I kept watching, you see so many good people, so many good hearts, and it's just so many sons of bitches or whatever that was plotting on them. People that you thought, oh, this is my friend. This is somebody that I care for. Oh, they have my back. No. And then I just couldn't believe it, man. I wish I could just go to the screen and beat the shit out of him. That's how I felt.
What did you think about Leonardo DiCaprio's character?
Like, I enjoyed his character for a minute, but then after a while, his character pissed me off a gang of times. I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand it, bro. Bro, I'm like, you fake-ass Jack Nicholson looking son of a bitch, bro. Like, so Robert De Niro did a fantastic job. But overall, bro, he pissed me off too. That son of a bitch, plot son of a bitch, Hitler son of a fuck, bro. I couldn't believe this shit, bro. I couldn't believe this motherfucker. And then the audacity that they had the shit that's actually going on, man. Like, man.
What's your grade for the movie?
I was so fucking disappointed, so irritated about this movie, man. But overall, it's a fantastic movie. But even though it irritates the shit out of me, I gotta give this movie, oh my God, this shit pissed me off. But I know that it's all acting.
Think about it, bro.
I gotta give this movie a C. I wasn't gonna give it an A because of Robert there, but this movie pissed me off, bro.
There it is. He gives it a C. I gave it a B, but it's y'all see for yourselves, man. Y'all let me know. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I'm Jody Joe, and I'm out. Peace.